So my next question, since we're talking about social media as news sources, my next question will be to the youngest panelist, Bhavna Pariat. So Bhavna, we know that platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now X, are primary sources for news and information. Anyone can just share information on social media. But do you think this is a healthy trend? Because linking social media and dissemination of news and information, that credible news, do you think it is healthy?
Thank you so much once again to everyone here. I think, it's inevitable, you can't help it. It's going to happen. Right now, I think the biggest concern is what we're all talking about right now is misinformation, disinformation, fake news. It's part of the pitfalls of a precocious democracy like India, because we have not really advanced our institutions in a very in a very progressive way on all fronts. So there was always going to be this issue. If we talk about even traditional media before it became regulated, before it became what it is now, when it has some semblance of respectability and accountability, there were many. I was reading stories about the Great Moon Hoax of 1835, when the New York's Sun would write stories about people living on the moon, and this was considered news, right? And that was before people understood what was happening. The Spanish-American War also was exacerbated by a lot of fake news. Even as recent as in the 20th century, there were so many examples of how media could be manipulated. I think now it's just a question of who is in power. I think, and how familiar we are with that power structure. Right now, social media is free for all, Wild West. So slowly, I think people will start to understand. I can see it. I have hope that way. They will start to understand what is ridiculous, what is nonsensical, what is also fake news. Literacy is very important. Media literacy is being undertaken in a very serious way in Denmark and Scandinavia, some countries in Asia as well, because they realize that you can't stop people from making news, but you can train them better to recognize certain bad practices that are pushed out there.
You're right. Attention should be given on training these people on how to disseminate information. And you're also right that we cannot stop anyone from creating or distributing news. We'll move on to the shift in citizen journalism. Madam Cherry, I would like to ask this question to you. We know that that, like Madam Patricia had mentioned, that the democratization of media creation means anyone with a smartphone can create content. Anyone with a smartphone can create his or her YouTube channel and put up the news on these platforms. Do you think this has blurred the line between professional journalism and citizen reporting?
Thank you, Ivan, for the question. And before I answer that, I also take this opportunity to say thank you to the DIPR department, because this is a very good initiative. It's a start of, I hope, great things ahead. This has never been done in the past. So, it's highly appreciated. And coming to your question, which is whether citizen reporting is blurring the lines between